Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to another Sports podcast. I'm Joel Anderson.
I'm Jordan Pomaville.
And joining us, as always, is Phil Ranta, the sports outsider.
You didn't whisper at that time.
No, you requested
People could
several
hear
times.
It loud
Yes.
and clear. I'm Phil Ranta, and I'm a sports outsider, crying from the mountaintops.
Yes. Did you catch any games this week, Phil?
No.
There's a lot going on. We got
Is
baseball playoffs.
postseason.
NFL is
There's
going.
a lot going on in
NFL.
my life, too.
Oh, like
October
what?
is.
I have a job.
Boring.
I have a job
Ooh.
where I'm a professional podcaster for the Sports podcast. It takes up a lot of time.
Wait, you have a job doing that?
Oh, yeah,
You're
you guys aren't getting paid?
No, we're not.
Dude, you need to talk to the boss.
I'm
You
getting
need to talk
college
to
credit
Mr.
for this.
Podcast
You're
Network.
the boss, Phil.
What?
You're our boss on the
you
podcast.
this thing goes all the way to the top, Joel. The president, the Shah, the
Shah of podcast
the king of
land?
the universe.
Oh, wow.
It goes all the way to the top.
Goodness gracious. Well,
I didn't mean to blow your mind.
why don't we
I'm
fill
baffled.
you in?
Mind boggled.
Yeah.
I'm making a concerned face.
You are. Your face
Yes.
looks concerned
If
and
only
surprised.
the people
Ooh.
at home could see how concerned the face that Jordan is making right now is.
Yep, good for an audio podcast.
Extremely concerned.
Mugging.
Well, Phil, why don't we fill you in?
You haven't said that in a while.
We haven't said that in a while. I think we
It's
should
a
go back
great
to that.
pun.
It is.
Yeah.
My
On,
name-
on the decade, not so good. I'm willing to
No.
admit.
Yeah. That's just confusing.
Well, I still think it's clever, but I just don't think it.
Tim Tebow, update, watch, update.
Tim Tebow, update, watch, update.
T-Bone!
Brought to you by
Mentos. Feel the rush in your mouth.
All right. Actually, we don't have a Tim Tebow update, watch, update.
Dude, but
because,
Mentos requires it.
okay, well, he's
Yeah.
playing Houston.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah?
It's going on when we're recording this
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh,
We actually
man.
usually record to Tuesday. We're recording on a Monday this
oh,
particular
you're lifting
week.
up too much of the curtain.
Yeah, now
Sorry,
people
sorry,
are going
too
to be
much,
outside
but-
of Comedy Podcast Network
Oh,
studios.
man, it's like
being
you let
"Oh,
Upton
no."
Sinclair in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all Upton Sinclair up in here.
Here's the thing: we can only assume that Tim Tebow has taken over the starting job, rushed for 3 touchdowns, and thrown for 4 more. I
Yeah.
think that, given that it's Tebow, that's got to be what's happened.
I think
while
that he
we're recording
broke
this.
his sternum during the game.
and
That's
continued to
reported
rush
now.
for 3 touchdowns and throw 4 more.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing you could only do on the Jesus juice.
He held his breath the entire time.
Oh
All right.
wow, that's pretty
Well, he's
impressive.
supposed to
from
get
Tim
more
Tebow.
snaps. That's what we're told.
More
Oh.
snacks like Mentos? Feel the rush in your mouth?
No
Well,
snaps.
Oh, snaps.
If you're listening to this and Tim Tebow did less than rush for 3 touchdowns and throw for 4 more, well, I just don't know what world we're living in. That Joel will be crushed by the news that he was wrong about that.
All
So.
right, that was the Tim Tebow update. Watch update.
Tim Tebow, update, watch, update.
T-Bone!
Brought to you by
Mentos. Feel the rush in your mouth. Shout my mouth.
All right, MLB postseason going on.
Woo.
Hey.
There was a couple 1-game playoffs.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
It's 1 game
Okay.
playoff. So the winner of that moves on.
So in other words, it's just playing a game.
Yep.
Correct.
They
But
call
it's
it
a
playoff,
special
but it's just
game.
They're
But
playing a
you
game.
usually play more than that. And this, is this technically the first postseason 1-game playoff?
Yes,
Prior to this, it would have been considered part of the regular season.
that's correct. So there was a controversial call in the Atlanta Braves versus
Replacement refs.
No. They got the
Okay.
real umpires. Baseball
Oh.
doesn't fuck around.
Yeah.
St. Louis Cardinals, Atlanta Braves. You got 2 men on for the Braves, 1 out. There's a pop fly hit to the outfield. Outfielder goes out. Infielder goes out. Miscommunication. Ball drops in. Whoa! Bases juiced, right? Loaded. 1 out. Braves could rally. No. After all that, after
David
the ball
Justice
dropped,
steps to the plate.
hey, that's an Atlanta Brave.
That is an accurate
I remember
reference.
that because I had the baseball card when I was little.
And anyway,
Wow.
after the play occurs, the umpire calls infield fly rule, which means the batter's automatically out. 2 outs, only 2 men on. Atlanta Braves fans go ballistic, throw garbage all over the field.
What?
There's a 19-minute delay. There's garbage on the field. The players are scared because garbage is being thrown at them.
Ew, garbage.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my cleats dirty.
Yeah. So they go in they call the MLB office. They're playing the game under protest. It's a very controversial call, Phil. This was big news.
What does it mean to call the infield fly rule?
If there are 2 men on base
Okay.
and less than 2 outs and a pop-up's in the infield, the guys could pretend to catch it and then just let it drop and turn a double play easy. So if it's a pop-up in the infield, they call them out automatically, so they can't do that. However, this fly ball was 250 feet from home plate.
Yeah, it was clearly in
Whoa.
the outfield.
And the call was late. Generally, infield fly is called as soon as the ball is hit, not after the ball drops to the ground.
Yeah. Well, it was still in the air when he called it.
Really?
I remember looking at this because it's interesting because he throws his hand up the exact moment that the shortstop pulled off it because he thought the left fielder was coming.
In any case, it was way too deep, and
Yeah.
so Atlanta Braves fans were so upset they threw garbage on the field.
Bunch of
I have to say, though, I thought
savages, those Braves fans.
An overreaction by the Braves fans.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
think it was a blown call, but it was not so egregiously blown to warrant the trash. And
Well, nothing warrants throwing garbage
yes.
on the field.
And by the way,
Nothing, Jordan. What if there's a fire on the field and all you have to extinguish it with is your wet, moist garbage to throw on it, huh? Your beer-soaked baseball garbage.
well, I suppose there are exceptions.
Thank you. Thank you, Jordan.
Specific instances when throwing garbage on the field would create a benefit to society.
Or there was some starving kid who hadn't eaten in days who was dying, and all he eats is garbage. He's got a sickness. So they're throwing garbage on the field to feed this poor kid.
You really didn't think this one through, did you, Jordan?
No, I didn't.
Nope.
I just want to say this. Hey, Braves fans. You were down 3 runs at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
I know it would have been bases loaded with 1 out, but it's you would have had to score all of those runners to tie. I'm a little dubious.
They
as
also
to just
committed
how
3
angry it
errors.
is.
The
Yeah.
Braves beat themselves in this
Yeah.
game ultimately. And like I said, just don't throw garbage on the field most of the time.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Unless there is a specific instance requiring you to throw garbage in
And
the
here's
field.
the thing. If there is an instance where you are required, where it's a good idea to throw garbage, I'm sure they'll let you know on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, you
Oh,
should
yeah.
probably
I'm
wait
sure
for
they'll
the-
make a PA
It'll
announcement
be like, throw, garbage, throw,
Oh,
garbage.
right, baseball fan. Yeah. So
Yeah. There's a serial killer who has OCD out on the field. Throw garbage.
crippled with anxiety,
Right.
huddling like a turtle around second base.
So much garbage.
All right, get them, boys. All right. The other thing is, on the show today, we're going to have a couple of interviews because there's big news.
Baseball-related interviews.
Well, first of all, we have the Texas Rangers were knocked out in a 1-game playoff by the team of
Yeah.
destiny, your Baltimore Orioles.
Yep.
So we're going to have third baseman Mike Olt from the Texas Rangers.
Yep.
to
He
talk
was a call-up this year, late in the
Mhm.
season,
He
after
was.
a lot of trade talks
Yeah.
that could have involved him. And so, I mean, he playing in the first ever 1-game playoff. We'll see what he thinks.
And then the other big news is Bobby Valentine, former manager of the Boston Red Sox, fired after 1 year.
A single
Whoa.
year at his job, and they shit canned him.
Wow,
So
that's
we're going to
not
get him on
fair.
here for a little bit.
Well,
Yeah.
the team went from winning 91 games to losing 93.
And at
It's a
first,
pretty dramatic shift.
and
Out
at
of how
first
many?
they wanted to fire
162.
Well, there you go. We're talking about a couple handfuls of games there difference.
Yeah, like
Couple handfuls.
Well,
couple
it
of
depends how
handfuls
many-
of games will often
how
get
big
you
your
fired,
hands
isn't
are,
it?
how
Yeah.
many games you can grab.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true. If it's like one of those tubes
Games.
that you get in where the cash is flying all over because of the
Can
wind
you
thing.
hold
It's closer
30
to
baseball
bugles.
games
Like how
in
many
2 handfuls?
bugles, the snack food, can you
Yeah.
just grab in your hand?
Can you put them on the tips of your fingers to hold 10?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
in that case, I can hold like 40.
Yeah. Well, you did see.
Can you cup
and-
your hands together?
Yeah.
Okay,
even
and
then,
then
this,
50.
we're talking like a 30-40 game difference here, Phil. So a couple handfuls of games. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple handfuls.
A lot of specific instances here. Yeah.
Look, I have been doing nothing but math all day, and I'm ready to go.
All right. Do we have anything else? Oh, we have a
Oh.
weird sport.
You're goddamn
We
right
do?
we do.
I almost
Oh,
forgot.
we were
I'm
gonna
sorry.
talk. We're
Don't
gonna talk real
forget.
quick. The big story. The Cincinnati Bengals cheerleader.
Oh, that's going to be arguing about sports later.
Oh, that
I
is
think.
arguing about
Yeah.
sports. I am sorry. That's a segment later.
Spoiler alert, Joel.
Folks. Oops.
Is that your spoiler alert drop?
Oops.
There it is.
And then we'll have a game involving another team of destiny, the Oakland Athletics. There's a lot of nobodies on this team. A lot of who is this guy?
Oh.
So we're going to have a game involving that later.
That sounds
That should
fun.
be fun.
And if it's not good, we'll just cut it out of the podcast.
Sounds good. Then you'll never hear this.
We'll also cut this out of the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Let's get going.
Okay, really happy today. Have a big guest in the podcast. Mike Olt, third baseman for the Texas Rangers.
Mike Olt.
How's it doing? How's
Hey.
everyone doing there?
That was a Arrested Development reference.
I
Mike
got
Olt.
it. I got
Okay.
it.
That's a good one.
Hey, I
That's a
like
good one.
this guest. This guest
Yeah.
is happy.
Coming back to
Yeah,
Netflix.
let's keep
Yeah.
it that way, Phil.
Okay, I will.
So, Mike, you just recently played your first ever postseason game as part of your first ever season. How'd you enjoy the game?
Well, I did
As
not,
much as could be expected, given you
I did
lost.
not. Losing a postseason game, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Yep,
A
understood.
taste that even sunflower seeds cannot erase.
Yeah, why
Yep.
didn't you spit out those sunflower seeds before you got on the mic? That's
Well,
disgusting.
I really
Phil,
like
he's-
sunflower seeds. I used to dip back in college. I got rid of that habit, kicked it.
Yeah.
Now I got sunflower seeds.
I don't
keeping
like
it
you
there.
anymore. That's
No,
disgusting.
Phil, he's a baseball player. You
gross.
just got to sort of let it go.
Gross.
Ball player, but you just want to get back. I just can't wait to get my glove back on and get back out there.
You mean in March of next year?
No,
spring training.
game 2. I'm waiting for game 2. I'm going to go back out there, put my glove on. Just got momentum's the next day's starting pitcher, Joel.
Question
Yeah.
for Joel. Joel, didn't you say it was a one-game playoff?
He has a one game playoff.
One
game.
There's
Usually
no
one
game
game.
2, Mike.
No, I don't. Notice it's a different scheduling quirk this year. We're the wild card team,
Yep.
so we're going to play, but it's a different schedule thing. So we got a couple days off. Probably going to play the Orioles probably tomorrow.
No,
Something like that.
the scheduling quirk was that the wild card team plays in a one-game matchup with the other wild card team. So you just played the one game with the Orioles.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and we lost that game,
Yeah.
but we're going to play the rest of the. It's a best of 5
No,
series.
see, I'm not a sports guy, but I don't feel
You
like
just
you
got to put
understand.
the loss
No.
behind you. You got to put
Yeah.
the loss behind
No.
you. You can't dwell on it.
Mike, your season's over, Mike. You
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
No.
I guess that would make us the wildest card now, wouldn't it?
Well, it would be pretty crazy if a
Could
team
be.
that was kicked out of the playoffs.
That's a
then
great
was in
story.
the-
It's a great story, and you know what? We're ready to take it. Momentum's the next day's starting
no,
pitcher.
No, you already said that once before, and it's actually in this case it's not accurate. You're playing golf here for a while, Mike. Maybe you're going to do some winter league, but you're out of the major league season.
Okay,
You've been
this would explain a
eliminated.
lot because I did go to the stadium recently.
What?
Yeah.
No one was there.
Yep. No. Nor would there be because.
Went to the pro shop.
Yep.
Bought a nice Texas Rangers Christmas ornament.
Wait, so
Okay.
someone, no
Bought-
one was there,
bought-
but someone
bought a
was
bunch
working the pro shop?
Well, no, my teammates were there.
Oh,
But the
okay.
pro shop's open year round for souvenirs.
Okay.
I bought some wholesale seeds.
All right. All right.
They do. They sell them in.
Stop eating seeds on the mic. That's disgusting.
No, it's great. It's great. It's very salty, gives me energy, and I'm not dipping. I kick the habit. Kick the
Yeah.
habit.
Good for you. That's.
But it's good. So, Mike, what are your plans for the off season now?
Well,
Your plans for the off
Well,
season?
I'm not really ready to accept the off season yet. I mean, I just learned that I thought I had a game 2 to play.
Well, you
I was
don't.
gonna get out there. I was gonna put my glove out there. Oh no, go out for
I don't know. Oh, God. That's disgusting.
Oh, go. Oh, play really hard.
Mike, you don't want
Oh,
to choke
God,
there.
that
You got a
was-
lot of seeds there, Mike.
That was like
Hang
an
on.
entire
He's
field
giving
of
us
sunflowers.
signs, Phil. He's doing the finger across the brow, tugging his nose. That's the indicator. The sign's on. Hand across the chest and down. He's really depressed. He's sad. He's incredibly
Wait,
upset
They have a
about.
baseball sign for being sad?
Yeah,
When do you ever
absolutely.
need to be like a sideline coach and be telling people that?
Well, there's a lot that they have to inform people. Oh, he's telling us.
I think he's saying that his arms are dirty and he wants to
He's
clap.
telling us like he feels like he's saying he let down the Texas fans. He's quite sad about it. And he's he's taking that sign off. He's bringing another one. He's saying he really wishes he'd paid more attention to Ron Washington talking about the postseason game because he might have realized that they were just playing the one game.
There's
not
a
full
sign
series.
for Ron Washington?
Yeah.
Oh, there's sunflower seeds
Yeah.
going
No,
everywhere.
now he's
Look at there's sunflower seeds
he's got a sign
everywhere.
for sad here, Phil. This sign, it's a subtle one, but he's crying.
Right, no, I got that one.
Yeah.
This is getting pathetic.
Okay.
It's a
All right.
game. It's a game. You lost.
This is rough stuff
You're
for
going to take
Mr.
your
Olt.
ball and go home?
Listen.
You lost. So
Okay.
you're rich.
Hey,
Who cares? You're a professional athlete. You're
he
rich.
hasn't signed a free agent contract. He's not that rich yet.
Oh, really?
So.
There's
And
lots of good
it's pretty
jobs
sad
out
about that.
there. Have you seen the ITT Tech ads?
No, he's
Huh? You could be a TV VCR repair. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, it would be fun.
judging.
Oh,
That's the
There
sign
we go.
for Plan B right there, Phil. He's saying that's Plan B.
Did someone get you pregnant? Did you sleep with someone unprotected and you need a Plan B pill?
No, that TV and VCR repair is his Plan B.
Oh, actually, I've got more bad news about that. VCRs are a dead technology. Yeah, there's no more VCR repair. Oh, no. Oh, God, that was the one that set him off. He's not doing signs.
A lot of signs of
jeez.
sadness again here. Mike's saying he's got to go.
Okay.
He's taking off. All right.
Sorry.
Well, hey, thanks again, Mike, for being on the podcast. We really appreciate it. That was Texas Rangers third baseman Mike Alt, everybody.
Gross. He's spitting out the seeds.
All right, this is exciting. We have an interview with recently fired Bobby Valentine.
Oof.
He used to be the Red Sox manager. He was a Red Sox manager for 1 year.
Youch.
After being traded by ESPN to the Red Sox for Terry Francona.
Yee.
Welcome.
I didn't know ESPN had that power.
Well, he was an analyst, and they traded him to the Red Sox and Terry Francona. I'm just being cute. That didn't really happen.
Okay, cool.
Metaphorically. Bobby, it's great to have you here.
Hey, thanks for having me on the podcast, guys.
Oh, I really appreciate you being here. What with everything that's gone on with you lately.
Hey, listen, absolutely. Here's the thing. I do have to say, though, I think that interview, that intro you just did there, I'm beginning to notice there's sort of a lax attitude here at the podcast. You know? I think you guys aren't showing the sort of attitude that you need to be a really successful podcast.
Where
so I got
do you
things.
get off judging our podcast?
Hey,
Phil,
hey.
calm down.
What?
Now, Bobby, we
Listen,
we
I
do
got
our
a lot of
podcast-
experience doing stuff like this, and I'm gonna make some changes. Is what I want you guys to know.
Wait, you're a guest. I wanted to ask you some questions about your time with the Red Sox, about what the pressure of Red Sox Nation.
You're just jumping in there. I'm gonna have to approve those questions. What I'm gonna have to do.
Well, no,
Well, we don't even write questions. We're off the cuff.
See that right there? Lack of discipline. Right there.
we're
What?
pretty disciplined. Well, here now, what were some of the pressures of managing the Boston Red Sox, both with the media, the fans, the high salaried players, the egos?
I don't know what you're talking about in terms of pressures. I mean, for the most part, I did a pretty stellar job managing those Red Sox.
Ooh, that's not what I hear.
Yeah.
No. You have to understand. A lot of stuff went wrong, and I had. I mean, you look at the roster of that team. I just didn't have the players to win games. You know, who'd I have? I had Kevin Youkilis, Dustin Pedroia, former MVP.
I think he's
Carl
got a point.
Crawford.
I've never heard of any of these people,
Well,
so they
Phil,
can't be that great.
You're a sports outsider. Little Dusty Pedroia is an MVP.
Yeah, but you know what? Terrible attitude.
Really?
Terrible attitude.
He seems like a real go-getter.
Yeah, but he didn't go get terrible attitude. Dustin Pedroia. That's not my kind of ballpark.
Yeah, but how is he as a podcaster? Pretty good.
Better than you guys.
What?
Well, come on.
Again, I really think you guys ought to. You know, I know you have your way of doing things. I know you've been pretty
do.
successful, but now that I'm
people
here,
listen to this
We've
podcast.
been real
I think we should
successful.
probably go ahead and do
Sleeping
things my
in
way.
Strippers. We sleep inside of strippers. That's how successful.
You do. I pull out.
Oh, okay.
I don't need little Jordan strippers running around.
Yeah, so they strip when they're born.
Now, see that banter right there.
Yeah,
That's
pretty good.
exactly what I'm talking
Pretty
about.
good.
Undisciplined.
What?
I think you guys
Well,
want to
no,
stay focused.
We're having
great.
fun, you know.
Yeah,
it's kind of
we
a
were
fun
thinking of
atmosphere.
Baby Jordan
Nope.
stripping. It's pretty.
From here on
flippin'.
out, I think you guys need to come up with 15 topics, and you do exactly 2 minutes on each topic.
What?
None of your dilly-dallying around. None of your funny little jokes in between there. You got 15 good topics. You got 2 good minutes on each of those topics.
People listen
That's how we're doing
for
the show
the
from here on.
jokes. They don't care about the sports
Yeah,
news.
it's a sports comedy podcast. I don't know. We're weekly. We can't really break a
Well,
lot
comedy
of news.
is about discipline. Also,
no, it's not true.
I don't think.
you're going to have to cut weird sports.
Whoa, Weird Sports
Whoa,
is an
no,
institution.
no.
Hey, you
People
want me on
love
this
weird
podcast,
sports.
we're going to have to cut weird sports. All right?
No, we don't want you on the
You're
podcast.
a guest
You're a
on the
guest.
podcast. After this, you're going to be done with the podcast, so we don't really want to implement your changes.
Well, I got to say, you're really not giving me a long enough time to make my changes work here at the podcast. If you're going
How
to throw
did-
me out right after the interview.
No, how did the Red Sox deal with you for one season? I've been dealing with you for 3 minutes, and you've insulted me. You've said that you wanted to join the team? Did you do that with the Red Sox? Did you say
You know,
you
it's
wanted to
funny.
play?
John Henry said exactly the same thing to me 3 minutes after he hired me. But you know what? We kept going.
Why?
And if they had given me another 5-10 years with that team, I swear I would have taken us back to the playoffs.
No.
I don't know if that's true, Bobby. I think we're doing.
You know,
a great
you're starting
job
to
at the
remind me of
podcast.
Dustin Pedroia here.
I would
All
take that as a
Dustin
compliment.
Pedroia liked
Yeah,
to
it's a
say
great
was,
name.
"Oh, we won 2 World Series. Oh, we have a successful core of players."
They won
Yeah.
2
And he
World
wouldn't listen to
Series?
Bobby
Yeah.
V. Bobby V knows what he's talking about. All right, I won a title in Japan.
Yeah,
What
but
is that?
you've never done anything in American baseball in the major leagues. You have not been that successful as a manager.
National League pennant, 2000.
That's correct, Bobby.
2000, 2000?
2000 regular, not
Oh, okay.
2001, 2002.
Just 2000,
2000 classic.
Yeah, there we go. Well, I have to say I really resent the fact that you said weird sports should be cut, because what would make you want to think that the most popular segment on the podcast should be cut?
Well, listen, I just got a way of doing things, and I think when you bring me on here as a guest, that means that you guys have got to do things the way I want to do things.
You know what? You're fired.
Whoa.
You're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired as a guest.
Well, this is just ridiculous.
No.
I've only been on the show for a few minutes, and you're already firing me?
You weren't
we
able
gotta
to turn
get
it
rid of you.
around.
You
You
know,
didn't give me time
weren't
for my
really
changes to
gelling
turn
with
this
us.
The
podcast
podcast
around.
was going really well, and then you came on and screwed it up. We were kind of, I mean, I could almost hear the listeners turning off their podcast listening device.
I think we got 4 less likes on Facebook in the time of this interview, which is remarkable because this show is not live.
Yeah, and a thumbs down on YouTube. I could feel it.
Oh my, they have thumbs downs?
Yeah.
Bobby V, you got to go, man.
I got to say, this is really disappointing, guys.
You're fired.
Sorry we couldn't make
needed,
it.
You're fired.
kind of needed an upper here, guys. Things aren't going that well.
I'm Donald Trump.
Well,
You're
I guess
fired.
it could be worse. I am lucky enough to be the former Red Sox manager who didn't get hired to manage the Cleveland Indians this week. So
That's absolutely
I can
true.
hang my hat on that.
Nice zinger.
I got
you
a chance
there.
to go back to Japan, which should quite frankly be better than managing the Cleveland Indians.
Yep,
All right,
stay
well,
there.
I think you should put on the mustache. I think you should go back to Japan.
I tried the fake mustache to get back in managing at the Boston Red Sox.
And what they do? Security stop you again?
Yeah, security stopped me.
Yeah, they usually
Did not get through the door.
Fake
Turns out
mustaches
fake
don't look
mustache
real.
gag not as effective as I had hoped.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Bobby V. You're fired. All right. Now it's time to play Oakland Athletics ball player or Los Angeles area contractor.
What?
I say a name. You tell me, do they play for the Oakland A's or are they a general contractor in the Los Angeles area?
I don't know who any of these would be on either side.
Well, most Americans, the A's is a team of nobodies.
Yeah.
Their most well-known player is probably breakfast cereal. His name's Coco Crisp.
Yep.
He plays center field. It's real. That's it. You
Really?
have any jokes about that name, Phil?
Why? What's
The man
funny
is
about
named
that name?
Coco Crisp.
It's a great name.
I called him breakfast cereal.
Yeah.
Why would you call him
Years
breakfast
ago
cereal?
in Cleveland, he shared the outfield with Milton Bradley.
Why is Milton Bradley funny?
Oh, jeez. Okay, let's
Okay.
It's not like a burnt musburger, right? Now that's comedy. What a name.
Hashtag athlete food puns.
Yes.
All right. First one, Roger Perron.
Ooh, Roger Perron.
Roger Perron.
He is an Oakland Athletics player.
I am going to go with general contractor.
Offering home design, kitchen, and home remodeling, and additions of all types that match existing, as well as custom new home construction.
Feel the rush in your mouth.
Suck it, Phil.
Chris Carter.
I believe Chris Carter is an Oakland A.
I think he's a general contractor.
Oh, he is an Oakland Athletic.
Oh, no.
Boom! 2 for 2. Suck it, Phil.
all
I
right.
won't.
Derek Norris.
I think that he is definitely a general contractor.
I'm going to go with A again.
He is an A.
Oh,
Yes!
no. I'm
3
losing.
for 3. Oh, you're getting crushed, Phil. Suck it.
David Partiel. David Partiel.
I'm going to go general contractor.
He's got to be an Oakland A.
Services ranging from swimming pool design, window installations, and solar panel installations.
It seems like I'm flipping the coin wrong every time.
For 4.
I know. It's a 1 in 16
I know.
chance I'd have this bad of a
Joel
run.
Portillo. Joel Portillo.
Ooh.
He is definitely an Oakland A.
Are we sure it's not a Joel Portillo?
No.
He is
I'm
definitely an
going
Oakland
to go
A.
with an Oakland A.
Oakland A.
No. General contractor.
What?
Residential and commercial
There's a 1
construction.
in 32 chance I
and
would have gotten
remodeling
everyone
construction.
wrong thus far.
George Cotteris.
Oakland A.
Right.
Yes.
All
I got
right.
one.
Did
I
Phil
got one.
finally get one?
Yeah, you got one. All right. And that's how you play Oakland A or Los Angeles area contractor.
I won.
No, you what? No, you didn't.
For you, the listeners of Sports Podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. I personally recommend a wonderful book called The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Joel saw the movie. He said that it was okay. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Again, that's audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network for your free audiobook.
Arguing about sports. R.
Hey there, folks. Back to our long-time running segment, Arguing About Sports. We have a really interesting topic in the news. So we had another teacher, an English teacher from Kentucky, 27 years old, recently pled guilty and admitted to having sex with her 17-year-old student last year.
Whoa.
Here's the thing. You're thinking, oh, mousy English teacher looking for excitement. No. NFL cheerleader, Cincinnati Bengals cheerleader Sarah Jones, who could probably, let's face it, get almost any man she wants, winds up sleeping with her 17-year-old student in a Kentucky high school last year.
Who is the narc that told on this student?
I don't know.
This student has it going on. He's banging a cheerleader. A cheerleader from his high school? No, a Cincinnati bang gal.
Yeah, exactly.
Who narked?
Most guys spend their entire lives dreaming of getting with NFL cheerleader. He does it at 17.
There are songs written about it that strippers dance to. Little Jordan strippers even.
Yes.
Yeah.
9 years older.
I
and
got a pencil. Give me something to write on.
I got to say,
The clock is slow.
the end of this story, defense attorney Eric Detters said now that the teen is 18 years old. This happened last year. He and Jones are, quote, are free to be together, end quote, and pointed out that they left the courtroom together.
Broken down the barriers of our society.
I'm going to go the other way around.
What's
If you're a
the other?
Here we go.
cheerleader, any woman who's a cheerleader can get any man that she wants. There's no challenge in it anymore, right? You go after a teenage kid, maybe they'll say no. Maybe they'll tell their parents and you'll lose your job. Maybe you'll get dragged through the court system, right? It's an element of danger.
Well,
No
certainly.
danger to sleeping with a 27-year-old. There's danger to sleeping with a child.
All right, I'm going to take the opposite stance.
Okay.
27-year-old, much more likely to have STDs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. That 14-year-old, 17-year-old, whatever, probably clean.
Right.
That's
Okay.
a fair point.
All right. Also, wait, what am I arguing for?
You're
not
arguing
sure at
for the
this
fact
point.
that
It's a great idea.
right.
Or were you saying it's a great idea?
No, I was saying that from her standpoint, why would she sleep with a kid? You said no. There's no way she could get any man that she wants, and I'm saying no. It was her challenge to get a 14-year-old.
Yeah, it's awesome. I can't argue this.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can't
I
argue
just
this?
think, I just think it's
This
so
is not
awesome.
arguing about sports then.
It apparently is not. We're all in agreement that whoever this 17-year-old guy is, congratulations.
No, I did not say that.
High five.
I'm saying it.
What
Congratulations.
I'm saying is she made a terrible choice that was brought forth only
Yes.
because she was so bored with getting men her own age.
Shame on her.
was so
but
easy.
Jordan's right. Who narked?
It's still rape. Still rape, Joel.
Also,
I think this is in the category of rape-ish.
Oh,
No. He's
What if-
17. I think that's age of consent in a number of states around the country.
No, it's
However,
14
there
when it
probably,
started, right?
there probably are procedures and laws that prevent teachers from fucking
Yes, I think
students
this is more
specifically.
specifically about the fact that she was a teacher than it is. I don't know that it's statutory rape that she's.
Here's
got for.
my problem, all right? I pay taxes, right?
Yeah.
Taxes go to public sector employees, like teachers.
Yep.
And she's spending money that I'm paying her to play hanky-panky with some students.
You know,
Well, I want my money back.
now what if that student, through the hanky-panky, has taken a renewed interest in her class and now is
Boom.
more engaged in the subject?
When has sex ever made you think more clearly?
It's made me listen to a lot of things I wouldn't have normally listened to.
No, and it makes
to
you
the
short
sex.
term. It makes you short term listen. You don't learn. You listen. When you're because all you're
When
thinking is like,
I'm an
I gotta
audio
listen to
learner,
try to get
I'm an
sex.
audio learner. So if it's just like, yeah, so today it's just like Carol was like really mean and like, because with products and something. It's
Kids are busy these days. Can we all agree on that? Kids
Duh.
are very busy,
Yeah.
busier than they've ever been. Extracurriculars on top of extracurriculars.
I don't know
Do you
if
think
that's
that
true.
he has the time
I gotta
to
say-
sleep with a teacher? He's got to hit those books before bedtime and then go to football practice.
Phil, busy as my schedule is, if you told me if you can get an A in a junior in high school level English class, and if you do so, you will get to bang an NFL cheerleader, I would make time to go ahead and study enough.
Joe.
Though at this point, I wouldn't necessarily
I don't
have
think
to study
she
at all.
cared
but-
about the grades in order to sleep with the kid, Joel.
Well, you're
I
making
think
an
she would've
assumption there. It
slept
does not
with
say
him
one way or the other.
anyways.
Maybe, and Jordan's saying maybe she was sleeping with him to help him get
She
his
doesn't
grades.
strike me
I
as a
didn't
woman
say it
of
was to
substance.
help. I think it would have been an awesome side
It's
benefit.
it's an incentive.
All
it
I'm
would've been
saying is I'm arguing about sports.
Phil is arguing about sports. It's hard to argue about that.
Rah, 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 rah.
Rah. And now it's time for another Weird Sports. Weird Sports.
Lay it on me.
Hey, I heard. I was walking in as Bobby Valentine was walking out. He said we were cutting this segment.
No, he was wrong. Bobby Valentine does not control us
No.
any
Okay,
longer.
that's
No.
good because this is like our best segment.
This week's Weird Sport, Middleball.
That
Promising
actually sounds,
name.
Well, I mean, middle ball. It's
Not
also
exceptional
boring.
ball, not boring ball. Cutting right down the middle.
Here's what I like about this sport. Has ball in the title.
Yeah. Pretty exceptional, huh?
No, it was middling.
Yeah,
All right.
it's an okay name for a weird sport.
Sure. Middleball.
But the fact that it has ball in the name makes me encouraged that it's going to be an actual game and not like
The sauna championships or the black pudding throwing championships?
Was not a fan. That sounded like performance art.
Well, get ready for this. Middleball is a fun new sport which uses a beach ball, a net system, and is played in a racquetball court.
A net system. That's my favorite.
Well, yeah.
A net system.
Well, it's not just a net laying on the ground. It's not like a net to capture fish.
Is the net up like a volleyball net, or is it configured in some way?
Oh, it's up. It's up.
Why a system?
It's in the easiest way to understand play. A racquetball court can be divided into two sides for two teams to play against each other. To spice the sport up a little more, the racquetball court can be divided into 4 or 8 sections with a netting system.
Oh.
So it's like a volleyball net, basically,
Yeah.
but they
But-
might crisscross it.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Dividing it up.
crisscross,
It's
it'll
now
make you
4
jump.
square, but with a volleyball net.
The rules
Yeah.
are easy to learn. The net system can be set up at any height agreeable to all participants. No regulated net size.
Oh my! Oh my!
Mm.
Listen to
That's
that,
right. This
folks.
game can be made more intense if you need it.
I will
or the
only
kids can
play
play.
with 20-foot tall nets.
Then you're gonna be on the Major League Middleball Championship tournament playoffs.
I want to play, just whatever the median,
Yeah.
median or average net
Right.
height.
I want it like middle height.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Okay. If the ball lands in your court section, all the other teams receive a point.
Oh.
The beach ball lands in your section, everybody gets a point except you. You're the loser then.
Do you?
Then everyone laughs at you.
I don't think that's part of the sport. I think
It is.
I think you've gone off the reservation. I don't think you're
Everybody
reading the
laughs.
Wikipedia article anymore.
Everybody says Phil peed his pants in gym class. Phil's a loser.
Hey,
Phil.
Phil's
Come
an
back,
idiot.
Phil.
He's
Phil,
never
come
going to
back for a
amount to
second.
anything.
Phil.
He'll be hosting
Phil,
a podcast.
Your eyes
What?
are rolling in the back of your
What?
head again.
What
They
happened?
rolled. Your eyes rolled in the back of your head.
This
you were
week's
talking.
weird sport,
You
middle
get it.
ball.
Well,
Oh,
skip to
boy.
the rules, Phil. Skip to the rules.
Skip to the rules. All right, I'll
Yeah.
skip to rule number 3. First team to 21 points wins the game.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
team?
Well, you can have multiple people in court sections.
Oh, okay.
It can just be one team versus another team, or you can individually split it off into separate sections.
Say,
Yeah.
Phil.
Yeah.
What if there's a tie?
Oh, what if there is a tie? What if there is a tie? What if there is a tie? Next rule. Any player whose height is close to the top of the net must hit the ball at an upward angle.
What?
No spiking.
What? I
Yeah.
don't like the sport.
Oh, come on.
It's discriminatory against tall
at
people.
20-foot nets, Joel, you'd have to hit it up anyways.
That's true.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I would like to have the option to hit it down if I can get
You
that
can't
much
hit
air.
it
No,
down
you
if it's
can't.
a 20-foot. You are not a giant.
Yeah.
Despite,
You're big.
Despite using
Hey.
bone flour for the bread you're gonna need to make. And
Yeah.
Listen, I'm of the opinion that sports should tell you what you're allowed to do, not what you're not allowed to do.
Yeah. Well, you're not allowed to do this, Joel. Just like in football, you're not allowed to poke somebody's eyes out and eat it in front of them. Sports have to have rules, Joel.
All right, next, come on.
Let's keep going.
All right. The next section that this website that told me about Middleball is Middleball is poised to become the next big sport because... And here are some reasons why it's poised to be the next big sport.
Are they arranged in bullet points?
They are.
Ba-doo!
A large percentage of the population can play this fun new sport.
Ba-doo!
Yeah, that's a large percent of the population can play a lot of different sports. That doesn't mean they're
Not
going
murder ball. You need to have a wheelchair.
I wasn't suggesting murder ball.
All right, next bullet point. Hitting or kicking a beach ball around in an indoor court is fun.
Actually, they nailed that one.
They nailed it.
Beach balls
That's true.
are inherently fun,
Yeah.
and beach balls indoors are made that much more fun.
It's like playing as Kirby in Super Smash Brothers. It's just fun. You float, right?
No, Kirby was a cheap shit character. I hated Kirby in Super Smash Brothers.
All right, moving on. Middleball is a safer sport than traditional indoor sports.
They're losing me.
We can all
They're
relate to
losing
that,
me.
right? All of those dangerous indoor sports like roller archery, and
there are admitted there's a
volleyball,
there's a number.
skeet shooting.
right.
Yep.
Acid ball basketball, where it's just a water balloon full of acid and you play basketball.
Tiger pit racquetball.
Yes.
A lot of
Very
injuries in Tiger
dangerous,
pit
very
racquetball.
dangerous.
Yeah.
And let's not forget just the indoor sport Pit of Death. Just called Pit of Death. Dangerous indoor sport. Very dangerous.
It's surprising they still let people play Pit of Death.
Well, a lot of middle schools have banned it now.
Yeah, that's true.
But at the high school level, it can still be played at varsity.
Given that in any
Yeah.
given game, there's a guaranteed fatality rate of 50%.
Sure.
Well, that's only if you go in the pit. You know what? That's a different segment.
Right.
That's a whole different. Let's not get into semantics. of Pit of
Like
Death.
back in high school when we used to play that in gym class and they used to hold my head in the pit
Yep.
and say, Phil, you're going to die. You're going to die. You're going to
No,
die,
Phil.
Phil.
It's
Phil, you
okay.
I'm
didn't
going to
die.
drop you
You're
down
here
the
now.
bottomless pit.
See, your eyes
Kind
are
of
moving.
miraculous.
Die.
There they are again.
You're going to
Hey,
die.
I don't even see
hang on.
pupils.
This week's weird sport,
All right, slapped him back.
Middleball.
Hey,
No.
let's
Skip
down.
to rule 5.
Oh, the last bullet point?
Yeah, what's
Or
the last
why-
bullet point?
why it's
yeah,
the
why?
next big sport?
Why it's fun?
The indoor court infrastructure is already built. I feel like
There's
they're really
already
reaching by the
racquetball
end.
courts out there.
Already reaching by the end. They
I don't
ran
know,
out
there
of
was a-
reasons.
Yeah.
There was a racquetball boom in the 70s.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna
they
have
have
to
the court
say to
space.
the Middleball people, I think you need more than that.
Why? You get a beach ball, everybody can play. You hit it over a net. You can't spike it down. If it lands in the court, everyone gets a point. Play
Really
the
like-
how
really like
available
this
are
game.
the quote unquote net systems?
Oh, the net system can be whatever. Just hang up string. Just has to go over the string. That's all you need. Anyone can play.
Anyone can play.
Anyone, as long as you have a home, so no homeless people can play. If you want to learn more about Middleball, go to middleball.com. It gave me the plug.
Oh wow, they got Middleball.
Oh, they got the. I have a feeling they got the website domain and then they invented the sport. That makes a lot of sense. All right, that comes to a close. Another weird sport.
All right, everyone, that brings us to the end of another sports podcast. But before we go, we'd like to give you our contact information.
You can email us at sportspodcast@gmail.com. That's sportspodcast@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at sports3podcast. That's at sports3podcast. You can find us on Facebook by searching Sports Podcast, your little top bar thingy. You can find us on Stitcher Radio. Download the Stitcher app today at Stitcher.com and search Sports Podcast. You can also find us on iTunes with all our back episodes at Sports3 space podcast. That's Sports3, all one word, space podcast. Please rate and review while you're there. Rate and review is what I meant to say. Rate and review while you're there. Also, recently launched, you can find us now on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/comedypodnet. That's comedypodnet, and see all of our back episodes on YouTube. You can also comment there, share it around, super fun. And you can find all of our back episodes at comedypodcastnetwork.com.
YouTube, adding another platform to the media empire
We're
that
now
is the Sports
on
Pod.
YouTube.
We're big time.
Big time indeed.
Lights off.
have received this transmission from the Comedy Podcast Network. For more shows, visit comedypodcastnetwork.com.